Hi everyone, it's Nicole Spohr and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be creating a full-size A2 shaker card using brand new stamps and dies from the Mama Elephant November 2021 release. So I was completely smitten with the Owl RU stamp set included in this release, and while I turned my card into more of a winterish type of design, this is for sure not a winter type of stamp set. I love that it could work for many different things. I'm also going to be using the brand new cover that's called Thank You So Much, TYSM, and I die cut that from white cardstock. You'll notice I trimmed a piece of pattern paper to go behind this. This is some Whimsy Stamps pattern paper that I had left over from Simon Says Stamp Kit last year, I believe. It's the most beautiful pattern paper. I know I checked, it is out of stock right now. Sign up to see if it will come back in stock. I cannot promise. I don't know if it's still being manufactured, but any kind of pattern paper is going to work here. I wanted something that looked kind of wintry because I am turning my card into like a thank you winter card. I'm really feeling like this would be a fantastic after the holidays type of design where sometimes you need cards to send out thank yous, and I thought this would work for that. I'm going to take some skinny 1/8 inch adhesive and run it all the way around my word cover TYSM. And then I'm going to pull off that backing paper, and I've trimmed a piece of Simon Says Stamp acetate slightly smaller than the cover plate. So the cover plate is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I call trimming down the pattern paper and the acetate a scant A2 size, just because I feel like that gives me a little bit of leeway if I don't get it lined up perfectly. And then I adhered that acetate behind. You will notice I didn't put any adhesive anywhere else. That was very purposeful because it's going to allow me to tuck my owls and other types of images into some of those letters. From the Owl RU stamp set, we are going to stamp 3 owl images, an accessory hat, and a little campfire. I basically just picked 3 that I thought were going to fit my card. I played around, you guys, with placements so much. I considered grabbing another stamp set and maybe pulling something else in, but ultimately I thought this was probably enough. I do want some of that pattern paper to show through the letters, and so I decided to go with less is more. I know no one is more surprised than myself that I am uttering those words. So now I have stamped those with some Hero Arts Intensified black ink on Neenah 110-pound weight smooth white cardstock. That is an ink that's great for Copic coloring, which is what we're going to be doing. I have a scrap piece of SLATE Simon Says Stamp cardstock that I'm stamping my greeting on. I personally really love like a dark gray as opposed to a black a lot of times for little sentiments. And I stamped it and then realized I don't know what I had done with that cardstock before, but my embossing powder was sticking to everything. So I'm actually going to just stamp that again. Real life, it happens. Probably really glad this wasn't alive. However, this card went together so easily. I had the idea and it honestly just came together. I love it when a plan comes together, don't you guys? So I am going to heat emboss that white embossing powder on there. I chose the phrase "sending owl my love." I mean, how cute is that? The other choices in this stamp set are "Oh Hello Friend, Owl RU," "Owl Always Be Here For You," "Another Year Older, Another Year Wiser, Happy Birthday to You." That honestly would work for lots of different birthday cards. And "Thank You Owl. Thank you for Owl You Do." So really, really sweet, cute little sentiments there. And remember, go back to your stamp collection. If you have some other stamp sets from Mama Elephant with owls, or even not Mama Elephant, but I just know that they've had some cute owls lately, you could use these greetings with those. So I love to mix and match. I know I'm not today, I'm really focusing on new, but keep in mind, you can mix and match at any time. I'm using my favorite Simon Says Stamp Sentiment Labels dies to trim this into a teeny tiny little sentiment strip. It's perfect for the smallest, thinnest one, which is my favorite one. And I'm going to die cut that, and then I'm going to take some foam adhesive and pop that up down along the bottom edge. So really our whole panel is our greeting. We're just going to fill in with some cute little critters. So it is time to start some coloring. I'm going to kind of move some stuff around. We're going to grab some markers, and I have listed the markers I'm using across the top of the screen. So if you ever are wondering exactly which Copic markers I'm using to color in the project, or Zig markers or Tombow markers, whatever it is I might be using, I do list those on the screen. I do list those on my blog. There is a link to that in the description box here on YouTube. And I also have just started listing the markers in the description here on YouTube in the description box whenever I can. There is a limit for how many characters you can have there, and sometimes I reach the limit. So, but I have been trying to list those out so that it is very easy to find that information, because more than probably anything, that is what I get questions about the most, is which markers I'm using. So I've tried to make it as easy as possible to find that information. I used E40, 43, 44, and 47 for the owl, YR27 for the beak and the feet, R00 for the cheeks. Already, he's the cutest little owl there ever was. I think these illustrations are darling. The blues I'm using for the stocking cap are B91, 97, and 99. I will be using just those three colors. So I used all three for the base of the cap. The brim and the pom-pom are going to be the darker colors. So that's just going to be B97 and B99. We will just color that in, add the detail to the pom-pom. I'm going to go back in with my darkest color and add a little shading, add some little dots. I'm going to grab a white pen and add some additional little white dots. I don't know about you guys, but I really love the little texture those dots give. And that looks pretty cute. So let's go ahead and color the owl on the branch. I of course picked this guy because I loved how he was tilting his head. I really thought he was cute. Now there are little flowers on this branch, so I think this would work for a springtime type card. There's another owl sitting on a branch, and that one has some little leaves, so maybe more summer fall. But I decided I didn't care that this branch had little flowers on it. We were going to go ahead and color them in like in some reds, and it's still going to work for my wintry themed card because I just love this little guy and I love his head tilting. Same colors as before, E40, 43, 44, and 47. The leaves are YG97 and 95. We're going to do all of those. YR27 and for the feet and the beak. R00 for the cheeks on this cutie. I mean, goodness, I just love him. So cute. His little hat, I did die cut that, or stamp and die cut that accessory hat. Same blues as before, so be 91, 97, and 99. Are 39 and 46 for the flowers. We'll add little yellow centers with Y18. Next, we're going to do the fire with YR15, Y08, and Y18. Kind of just feathering back in some more of the YR15 for the center of that fire. E47, 44, and 43 plus E40 for the last little owl here roasting his marshmallow. in that fire. I really think you could mix and match some of the critters from Owl Are You with some other of your Mama Elephant winter sets to create some darling winter scenes. Maybe take the stocking cap owl, this owl roasting his marshmallow, and compare these with some other winter type critters and do like the winter slimline type of scene card. I think that would be super cute. So my branch and the wood for the fire are all going to be colored with E81, E84, and E87. This is a completely different color scheme than I've ever used before. The markers I normally use were in a bin in the basement waiting to be loaded into a product list for another card, and my actual studio is upstairs and I did not want to come down to the basement to get those markers. I was lazy and it forced me to get out of my comfort zone, and honestly, I love this color combination. I like how it's a little lighter. I felt like it just really, really worked. I don't know. I'm super excited. I always love when I can try something new and it works, and maybe I found a new color combination. So really excited about that. I die cut all of the images using the coordinating dies, and now you can kind of see just playing around trying to figure out placement. So I left a lot of this in. I really wanted to show kind of my thought process, how I'm deciding where things go, all of that good stuff. Normally, I wasn't super in love with the placement of a few things, but the branch really needed to come out the right side of the card. The O, I really wanted to use that stocking capped owl. And so it was basically a mess around playing game with the other critter to figure out where I could put him to make everything look okay. And ultimately I decided as long as there was an owl on each row, kind of filling in some sort of part of the greeting, it was gonna look okay, and I could fill in the rest of the card with some added embellishment, hearts, of course, snowflakes, confetti, and then, the bottom row has the sentiment. So I am happy with how it turned out. It just took a little bit to get there. I am adhering everything with glue dots today. Don't ask me why I stopped using glue dots. I don't know. I love them. And I've always loved them because liquid glue can be messy. And lately I have dropped several things that I've put liquid glue on top of my project and ruined it. Sometimes you have to use liquid glue, but these images are really secured fantastic with glue dots, and so I went with glue dots. No smeary mess on the acetate, no worrying about dry time or anything like that. So that's what I'm using to secure these. I am going in with a black gel pen after they are secure and drawing in the eye detail, because you guys know how much I love to do that because I think it makes the face pop. Definitely, if you're going to use a jelly roll pen like I'm doing here, please do it after you die cut your images. You will be so glad you did, because I have found when you are rolling it through your die cutting machine, it flattens out that jelly roll pen detail, and it doesn't really ruin the image, but it just doesn't look as good. And so I really always just wait and do that later. Okay, I have adhered everything. I am going to flip over my panel and I am going to frame it up with foam adhesive. I'm using the very sticky waffle flower foam adhesive. Now I love this adhesive because it's sticky, but you guys, when you have it where it's going, it's not going to move. So I left this little gap. Well, I can't have that gap there. That is totally going to have shaker material spilling out all over the place. I tried to remove that strip and it was completely stuck. So you don't want your shaker to come apart? Waffle flower foam it is. Just make sure you get it where it's going. Well, I had several spots that didn't get exactly put together right. So I'm going to show you guys this kind of hack way of putting together a shaker. I'm putting extra little pieces of foam where it didn't quite meet up right next to those little areas. so that it secures the shaker material. No one is going to know but you, me, and anyone else watching this video, I suppose. But the finished card and the recipient of the card won't know that it looks a little funny inside. Now, I did take extra pieces of foam and place them on some of the solid areas. That's just going to give a little more stability to a full-size A2 shaker card panel. And then before I remove the backing paper from the foam adhesive, which it's super hard to remove, but again, it's really sticky. I love it. I am going to fill my shaker with Honeybee Stamps Jack Frost Sequin Mix. This is sequins, beads, little gems, confetti, good stuff. I've had this forever. I have no idea if this is still available. I have been on a real kick lately to use the things I have. Kind of use things I have, use them up so I can get some new things maybe. But I have all kinds of sequins, so many sequins. I've never used them, or not enough of them anyway. And I've been making a lot of shakers lately, and I've really been on a kick of using what I have. So I found a shaker mix that I thought looked good with the pattern paper and the images. I filled my shaker, and now I am very carefully peeling off the backing paper. The best way I have found to peel off the backing paper of this foam, waffle flower foam is with the tip of some sort of stylus. I use the Spellbinders Tool-in-One. This sharp little tip, you can see I'm just kind of using it to pull up a corner and then peeling that away. I have my finger holding down the card because I don't want that shaker stuff going everywhere. Maybe I should have pulled the shaker or the paper off first, but I really didn't want my shaker material sticking to it. It's always so hard to know. Once we have all of the backing off of our foam, we can take our pattern paper and we're just going to line that up. This is a full-size A2 card, and we're going to press it in place. And I promise you that waffle flower foam is not going anywhere and you're not going to lose anything. Oh, and shakers. Shakers are so much fun. So we are going to now embellish my favorite part, finishing details. So I have a little snowflake for the center of that other O. That's a little clay snowflake from Trinity Stamps. This is a vanilla sugar snowflake sprinkle. We have some beautiful little indigo hearts from Lucy's Little Things. And then some Lucy's Little Things itty bitty silver star confetti. I love star confetti. I love little clay snowflakes, and I love heart accents. So this is all things I love. I love little teeny tiny embellishments. We're going to scatter these kind of all over the place. I feel like they fill in all of the white space of our cover panel really nicely, but yet still keep the focus on the sentiment and the owls. They just reinforce the feel of our look and feel of our theme. Once we have this done, I will take this entire panel, secure it to a white top fold card base, grab a coordinating envelope, and this fun little shaker card featuring brand new Mama Elephant products from the November 2021 release is all finished. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this shaker card. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link below in the description. The supplies I use to create my card are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another video featuring Mama Elephant products that you might be interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to never miss a new card making video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we will see you next time.